What if someone described the life, suffering, and purpose of Jesus hundreds of years before he was even born? Isaiah 53 is not just a chapter, it is a prophecy so precise, so powerful that it has stunned readers for centuries. It tells the story of a servant, rejected, misunderstood, and ultimately sacrificed. But this suffering was not meaningless, it was intentional. Today, we step into one of the deepest revelations in all of Scripture, a message of pain, purpose, and redemption. Who has believed? Isaiah begins with a question: who has believed our message? This sets the tone. What follows is not easy to accept. Because the servant described here does not match expectations. People expected power, glory, and dominance. But instead, they are introduced to someone humble, overlooked, and rejected. Truth often challenges expectation. And this prophecy reveals a truth many struggled and still struggle to understand. A root out of dry ground. He grew up before him like a tender shoot, like a root out of dry ground. This imagery speaks of unlikely beginnings. Dry ground represents barrenness, hardship, and impossibility. Yet from it life emerges. The servant does not come from privilege or power, but from obscurity. This reminds us that God often works through what the world overlooks. Rejected and despised. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering, familiar with pain. This is one of the most heartbreaking descriptions. The servant is not celebrated, he is rejected. Not understood, he is ignored. This speaks to a deeper truth: sometimes what is most valuable is not immediately recognized. The world turned away from him, but his purpose remained unchanged. He took our pain. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering. This is where the prophecy becomes deeply personal. The suffering of the servant is not random, it is substitution. He carries what others could not bear. Pain, brokenness, sin. This is not just a story of suffering, it is a story of sacrifice. A burden willingly taken for the sake of others. Wounded for our transgressions. He was pierced for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. These words are direct, powerful, unavoidable. This is not symbolic suffering, it is real, intentional sacrifice. The punishment that brought peace fell on him. And by his wounds healing comes. This is the core message: redemption through sacrifice. Not earned, not deserved, but given. Silent before his accusers. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. This silence is powerful. No defense, no resistance, no retaliation. The servant accepts the path before him. Like a lamb led to the slaughter, he remains silent. This is not weakness, it is purpose. A willing surrender for a greater plan. Cut off and buried. He was cut off from the land of the living, assigned a grave with the wicked. The story reaches its darkest moment. The servant is taken away, life ends. It seems like defeat, like the end. But in God's story, endings are not final. The victory beyond suffering. After he has suffered, he will see the light of life and be satisfied. This is the turning point. Suffering leads to victory. Loss leads to purpose fulfilled. The servant's story does not end in death, but in triumph. And through his sacrifice, many are made whole. Isaiah 53 is not just a prophecy, it is a revelation of love, sacrifice, and redemption. A story that continues to change lives, even today.